All right, so we're going to continue on to the back side. So simple interest review. So I equals PRT is the formula for calculating simple interest. So the principal, which is the amount you are investing or borrowing, the annual interest rate, R, and that's always given to you as a percent, which we will convert to decimal, which is why we needed to review that skill, right? So you're always going to convert those percents to decimals first. And then T stands for the term, which is always in years, which is why we just reviewed that as well. So if ever it was given to you in months or days, you'd have to convert it to years before you can do anything else. And then the last number here, or the last letter I should say, is A. So that's the total amount, whether it's an investment or a loan. And basically it's just taking your interest and adding your principal. So if you borrowed $1,000 and over that time you accumulated $100 in interest. Well, the total amount that you owe them is obviously the full $1,000 that you borrowed plus the full $100 that was accumulated in interest. So the total amount that you owe them is $1,100. Okay, so let's just look at a couple of the questions here. So calculate the amount of interest earned when $6,500 is invested at 5.5% for 3 years. And I'm going to use that triangle trick with this too, just so that you kind of get in the habit. So first thing we're going to do is identify what each of these numbers are. So 6,500 is invested. That means 6,500 is my principal amount. 5.5%, that's a percent, so it's obviously my rate. And then for 3 years, that's T. So we are looking for the amount of interest. That's what they want us to find. We have P, R, and T. Now, this is actually really easy with the general formula, but I'm still going to do the triangle just so that you get in the habit of doing the triangle. So I'm just going to show you how it would work with the general formula. So the general formula is P times R times T. So it would be 6,500 times 0.055 times 3. So you can do it that way, you can get your answer. But like I said, I want to show you with the triangle just so that you get in the habit of using it. So the way the triangle works is you fill in what you have. So we have P, it's 6,500, it goes in down here. We have R, it is 0.055, and we have T, which is 3. In math, whenever a bunch of numbers are attached together, it means multiply. So having those 3 numbers, which I know are probably a little hard to read, I should have done the triangle a little bigger, but having those 3 numbers attached together at the bottom just means that you're going to multiply them together. So you'll do 6,500 times 0.055 times 3. And again, I'm going to need someone to do that for me because for whatever reason, I don't have my page in front of me. I don't know why I did that, but like 1072? Okay. 0.5. Okay. Oh, 0.05. Or like this. 10,725? That can't be. That cannot be correct. Because that's more interest than the actual loan was. Point zero. So 0.055. Keenan, what'd you get? The first one, 6,500 times 0.055 times 3. Okay, so it was just the decimal. There was a decimal there. So it was right the first time. Okay, so that's the amount of interest earned. If the question asks the total amount of the investment or loan, you would just take this 1,072.5 and add it with the 6,500. It doesn't ask for that, but just if it did, that's what you would do. So then question 2, when 12,000 was borrowed for 18 months, the interest earned was 3,024. What was the interest rate and what was the total amount of the loan? The total amount of the loan we can find really quickly right now because we already know that the interest earned was 3,024 and we already know that the amount borrowed was 12,000. So you can find that total amount right away by just adding those together. So that's the easiest place to start. So 12,000 plus 3,024 is 15,024. Then what was the interest rate? That's when we're going to use the triangle. That's when it's going to be really useful. I'll try and make it wider this time. So we're going to fill in what we know. So we know that the interest was 3,024. We know that the principal amount is 12,000, and we know that the term is 18 months. Now, am I going to plug in 18 for T? No. I need to convert it to years first. So I will divide by 12. And it gives you 1.5, right? Okay, so 1.5 is what I'll plug in for T. So let's see, I have 3,024 for I have 12,000 for P. We don't know what the rate is, and it is 1.5 years. Again, anything, now they're not quite attached, I guess, but they're considered to be attached, anything on the bottom. So you could actually start by doing 12,000 times 1.5. What is it, 18,000? So that means 18,000 is your number on the bottom. So now it's 3,024 divided by 18,000. Remember that order matters. So you cannot do 18,000 divided by 3,024. You have to do 3,024 divided by 18,000. Keenan, what'd you get? Which is 16.8%. Good. So here we just kind of do the opposite. So we got 0.168. So if before, to turn a percent to a decimal, we divided by 100. Now, if you want to go from the decimal to the percent, you times by 100. So in case you don't know how to go from 0.168 to 16.8, you'll times by 100. I'm going to keep going, actually. I don't know when this is going to time out, but we'll do at least one more. Okay, so question 3, for how many years do you have to invest 4,000 at 2.25% to earn 270 in interest? So we're looking for the amount of years. How much do you have to, so 4,000 is the investment, 2.25, which is 2.25%, which is 0.0225 as a decimal. And then to earn 270 in interest, so that 270 is your I. So we have 270 for the interest amount. $4,000 is our principal. The rate is 0.0225. And then the term is what we're looking for. Oh, I should leave that blank. The numbers attached on the bottom means that you multiply them together. So 4,000 times 0.0225, and you get what? 90? And then 270 divided by 90 is 3. So the term would be 3 years. Okay, I'm gonna stop there.